Brian, you wanted to hit tracking, and I think there's no better time because we're at March 1st, coincidentally. And there are some people in the group that I personally have talked to that didn't track everything for January and February already. So I'm like, what the heck? There's never been a time, some of you know this, so stick with me if you've been around. There's never been a time when I didn't just manually track, like the form is in the QLS, on a weekly basis. And then it's not tough. At the end of 4 weeks, you tally it on a monthly sheet. You do that 6 months in a row. You now have a predictable business that I can sit with you and go, hey, Jose, based on your 6 months of what you just gave me, we now know what 23 is going to look like. And every quarter will adjust because you'll get better and more leads will come in the hopper, et cetera. But every single quarter, we would project the next quarter. It's not brain science. It's when we don't track that gets all messed up. Okay. I give you rough metrics in QLS, sure, but you got to track your own for 6 months. So Brian, do you want to hit some things on tracking? Because I think these things got to be nailed before the quarter ends.
For sure. I mean, if you're not tracking, you're losing, period. I mean, to be as blunt as possible, because the thing about understanding what your numbers are is that when you have an issue, whether it's, I'm not getting enough appointments, or I'm not getting enough takens, or I'm not getting enough leads, if you don't have the data, we can't figure out what's wrong. So, and you would not believe outside this community how many people don't track stuff. I was talking to a business owner the other day. He was having some issues closing. I said, well, how many leads do you get a week? And he looked at me like, I asked him, I have 3 heads. He didn't have anything. I said, we got to get that first. I can't help you if you don't have that information. So you have to have the information. You have to have the story. And it's the easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do. I literally still do it. It's been 3+ years. I still have this friggin' pad. I just write down every day how many dials I make, live, lead, appointments, offers taken. Everything is tracked. And then the team on a larger scale will track, other metrics as well. That spreadsheet has been shared. Anybody wants it, just hit me on Slack. I'll give it to you. But you have to have the data. Otherwise, you have no idea what the problem is and how to fix it.
Questions on tracking, questions on your system, questions on anything to do with this, because it's just like there's certain things I assume until I get a message and I go, what? I didn't get that everybody wasn't doing that because it's in QLS. I just assume everybody does it. Any questions at all on tracking? How you can get better, how you can start?
It's not a question, but I have a system that I'm using. I just wanted to share it with everybody. It's a website called Tally App or tallycount.app, and you could basically create your own counters. So I created it for dials, live, voicemails, pretty much anything you need, obviously, to track. And then the cool part is you could just erase it every day, and then your metrics are still there though. So you can then grab those metrics and then put them into the spreadsheet. But I feel like if I was to write it down or something, when I'm at my computer making dials, I won't do it correctly. And so I just want to let you know it's a really great little app that you could use. Tally
Can you
count.
post it in the chat, Josh, for the people
Yeah.
that are computer, savvy that like that stuff, post it in the chat.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's like 50-50 on this group. Like Brian and I like manual. Other people love. You won't get Rick Abbiati to write with his pencil in a million years. He's going to put it in Excel. He probably has everything in Excel. So whatever works for you.
Hey, should we be turning those in to our coaches then at the end of the month? Because I'm doing my dialing and I know my numbers, right? My conversion rate's like 13% right now. It's low, but I don't know if maybe that's something I could do. I should maybe share with Brian or something like that. And I don't know if
I think so. Like Brian didn't miss a Sunday. I even know his time, like 9 a.m. He'd get me his monthly report. His weekly. And in it would be all his conversion ratios every week. So it was no guesswork. So yeah, I would send that over. Brian, to me and you.
Yeah, you could do that for sure. I mean, we have to put a spot on the report, but you could drop it in Slack or, Kyle, one of the things that Wendy does with me on nightlies is she tells me what her conversion percentage is because she wasn't converting the leads like she wanted to. So she just says, hey, I was converting 32% today. So it's just like top of mind. So she's just constantly tracking on a daily basis.
Kyle, what that'll do is I don't care what it is in our life. If we pay attention to it and track it, it's going to improve. Right? But we pay attention to expands. So that's a good one. Are you on nightly accountability?
He is. He is.
Okay.
So Kyle, you could do it starting tomorrow. Just tell me what your conversion is, the number of live to leads.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, good deal.